Hello, hello. Happy Monday, everybody. If you are here with me, say hello in the chat. Oh, hi, Courtney. I really love how you all love each other. It's so beautiful. By the way, my name is Allison. If this is your first time joining me, I want to introduce myself. And I am a channel and an awakening guide, and I go live here every single Monday. So, what I do every Monday is I channel for the collective. Why, hello, Stacy. Hi, Kennedy. And I channel for the collective. I bring a message through, and then I also channel for one of you. So um, if you have a question, go ahead and type it in now. Type Q at the beginning of it so that I know that it's not part of the chat, that it's a different thing, that it's a question. And yeah, we will get started with announcements too. By the way, how has everybody's week been? I feel that there has been so much energy. Um, Hitting the planet. I don't know if you all felt it. We've had earthquakes, we've had uh, solar flares. I mean, the past couple weeks. And oh, hi, Lori. Lori from California. And we've had just so much going on. You woke up crying from a strong dream. Yeah, it's really, oh, you guys are so sweet to each other. Makes my heart happy. Yeah, the energies have just been, and it's not going to slow down. We're in these awakening times, right? So it's part of the process. And also, it's a lot to navigate, which is why, it's important that we all tune into our intuition. It's important that we all really learn how to navigate these new energies. Melanie, wow, long time no see and talk to. Yeah, earthquakes and storms, Kennedy. I have another friend in California who I saw posted about earthquakes this morning. So I know you guys are getting a lot. I'm in Arkansas, and that was my first earthquake experience, actually. I was like, wow, that was really cool. And I got so excited because I channel for myself most mornings. And the day of that earthquake here, I actually was channeling with a friend. And when I told her, wow, we had an earthquake, did you feel that? She said, don't you remember this morning you channeled about that? And I was like, I did. It came through when I was channeling. I felt that the earth said shiver, and I was like, what was that? I was like, I wonder if that means earthquakes, because it just was this sort of shivering feeling that I felt. And I totally forgot about it. Oh, okay, I'm gonna catch up. A tank top, aren't you freezing? No, it is. I think it's gonna be high 60s today here in Arkansas. I'm actually gonna go outside with a friend and do an energy work channeling exchange. It's beautiful. And now the atmospheric river storming through. Wow. Yeah, there's so much going on. Um, oh, hi, Fleur. Everything is all over the place for you. Yeah, how are your puppies doing? Hello from Prague. Hi. Hi, Simona Sky. Beautiful. So happy that you're here. You tune into the recordings of these every now and then. First time joining live. I'm so glad you're here live. It's so good to hear from you. Um, One of our piers got pummeled by the ocean and it's closed now. We've had a lot of flooding too. Yesterday, I did a channeling locally in a city nearby called Eureka Springs. And it was really, really beautiful. It was a live channeling. And there was a lot that came through about earth changes at the beginning. Now, it was such a deep channeling for me that I don't actually remember. Um, a lot of what came through, but there was information around Egypt, the Anunnaki beings who I've worked with a lot, um, and all sorts of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the portion where I was channeling for individuals, and I'm going to post the collective that channeling. So yeah, it was really powerful, but there was a lot that came through about how all of these earth changes are serving us, and I wanna listen to it again, so I will definitely share that with you all. Oh, the energy is rocky. It has been a lot. I will even tell you for me, it's been a lot, to navigate, but it's just always serving the higher purpose, and um, oh, I love that you asked that, Stacy. The new channeling be scheduled for the TCC community. Okay, so let me go into announcements because I'm chatting with y'all in the chat. By the way, if you have a question that you would like, what I do is random number generator. And so if you have a question that you would like me to choose to channel on, I invite you to type it into the chat now and type Q at the beginning of it. With that, I go through and I choose from random number generator which one I will channel on. Okay, and I'm going to go into announcements. So if you are watching this after, please leave a comment and let me know what you gained from the channeling, what activated in you. Yes. Number 2 is the book tour for Ecstatic Playground. It is officially underway. Let's see if you can see it. It is officially underway. And I am planning events in cities all over the US. If you are somewhere in the US and you would love for me to come to your city or somewhere nearby, please let me know. It's helpful for me to hear because I will just be um, in my car driving from city to city. It's so amazing. It's just like the first book tour that I went on, which I think at this point was 3 or 4 years ago. And I just hopped in my car and I had people extending so many, come to this city, stay at my house. I stayed with people's parents. I stayed with people that I'd never met before, who I met on Instagram. It was so phenomenal. And it's so powerful because it's happening again. I think of a city and all of a sudden somebody texts me about it. Or, I mean, it's been wild. So I'm really excited. Um, Okay, let's see. Oh, Courtney, I can't wait to see you. Yes, the book is so pretty, right? Isn't the cover gorgeous? This is part of a vision. Oh, sorry. Ooh, you can see my fingerprints on it. Um, this is the matte cover, so you guys actually get the gloss cover. This was something that I ordered to see how matte would look, and you can see all the fingerprints. So my first book, The Era of the True Creator, it's hard for you guys to see without the reflection, but that was my first book. And yeah, the cover of Ecstatic Playground is part of a vision. And I talk about that vision in the intro to the book. So, all right. So, let's see. Book tour. Let me know if you want me to come to your city. It looks like what I'm going to be doing is West Coast and Central um, during the spring and into the summer. And then during the fall, I'll be going East Coast. Okay. So that's the way that it came to me last year, but it didn't end up happening until this year because I had some serious aligning with myself to do. And my vocal cords have been activated twice since then. So I see why there was a delay. Okay. Everybody's saying, great question. So I didn't put that in here, but here's the deal. Those of you who have already taken the Learn to Channel course, we are going to start channeling practice again, twice per month. and that is going to be within the True Creator community. So, the True Creator community is my private membership space where I go live in that group once a month, and it's actually a Zoom call. So, or it's kind of like a Zoom call. It's a live video call, and I can receive your questions directly, and then I channel um, on a specific topic. So I am also going to add in a second tier to this. So right now, to join the True Creator community, it's 22 per month, and that gets you the community, all of the replays, and the live monthly channeling. So now for tier two, you have to have taken the channeling course first. That is a prerequisite, but it is 44 per month, and we will have two channeling practices per month in addition to the live channeling. Okay. So that's how that works. I'm going to get that all set up today. I did get the signal in my morning self meditation channeling. Okay. So you're right on time. I'm glad you're all excited. Hi, Stacy, Laura. It's so good to see you. I've been thinking about you actually. I need to reach out. I've just been wondering how you're doing. Okay. Of course, I think about all of you. I want you all to know. Oh, Floor, the Learn to Channel course is brilliant. I highly recommend if you haven't done it. Oh, yeah, do the course. So here's another cool thing. I feel like I'm talking a lot. It's 12:12 my time, but I've got a lot of announcements apparently. So if you are interested in the Learn to Channel course, I'm going to give you a sneak peek here. I have a quiz. It's called What Kind of Channel Are You? The link is in the description box. When you take that quiz, when you get the results for the quiz, there's also a discount for the Learn to Channel course. Okay. So if you, first of all, just take the quiz, find out what kind of channel you are. It's really fun. I have heard really good feedback. And then the other part of that is it also gives you a discount for the Learn to Channel course. Okay. So let's see. Okay, I've got one question. You guys are so cute in a totally non-patronizing way. I like to say people are cute. I hope that's okay. Uh, then we can channel together. Yes, I would love to go international with the book tour. That may have to be next year, but some visits to parts of Europe are definitely in the field, in my consciousness, okay? And I would love to. My friend Julia is over there, and I have another friend who's moving to Spain, and I just feel like there's probably a lot of little hops that I could do there in the Europe area. So about the book tour. Did I see your question? Hmm. Oh, okay. Stacy asked, do you do the book signings at bookstores or at energy kinds of places? So, what this book tour is going to be is a combination. It's going to be book signings, channeling events, and workshops. So, it really is going to be whatever shows up. Some places, what tends to happen is, and I apologize, I'm having another eye reaction, and I'll go into why maybe in a minute. It's a really fascinating thing. But um, I go to what tends to happen is I set up either an event or a workshop, or, in Arizona, there's going to be sort of like, it looks like it might be a full day workshop or a weekend retreat. So I set something big up like that. In Austin, I'm going to be teaching channeling. So it just kind of depends. But then what I do is I find bookstores or energy centers around there, and I'll do multiple events in one city. So if there are several, if you've got ideas, send them to me. I would appreciate that so, so, so much. And it's never too early. So even if you're on the East Coast, I have found, especially with bookstores, they are often booked out 6 months in advance. some of them a year in advance. So getting all of these situated is, ahead of time is really, really helpful. I also, and I don't want to say this is like a rule. It's not always available, but if you are someone who has, a whole community and you would like to host me at your house, I do those events as well. So I would love that if you have a space in your home and you have a community that you're already tapped into. 15 to 20 people is what I often would like for those events, even in someone's home. So if you'd like to host that, I'm open to those as well. That would be really fun. Um, do we know the dates? You guys are asking the best questions. Oh, you know the owner. I love that. Thank you, Stacy. Yeah, get in touch. Um, tickets. So, registration for the events that are already planned is on my website under the events tab. I am in the works planning several different things, so you won't see a lot of them on there. But for example, there's an event in Florida that's already up there because that was super easy to plan. And what else? Oh, summer camp. That's up there. Which brings me to summer camp. This is an important announcement, my loves, and I love your questions. But yes, you can pre-register for all of these events. I would appreciate it, actually. It really helps me because there is a lot that goes into creating these events. And your pre-registration helps me get gas money to come to your city. So, to be totally blunt, this is how it works. It's a huge undertaking for me. It's a lot of energy, it's a lot of scheduling, working with these different places. Every city has its own energetic aura that I prepare and align myself to. Every location, every event space has its own way of operating. So it really is a very big undertaking. And I would love the support of pre registration. That is something that I would love. Okay. Okay. Summer camp. I would love if you could be there too, Courtney. Yes. Okay. Here's how summer camp is working. And I am talking a lot. So I hope y'all are, I'm enjoying the chat here. And if you're watching this afterwards and you want to skip to the channeling, I always put the timestamps in the description box. Okay. Summer camp. Here's what we're doing. Y'all, I could cry. I found the most beautiful event center. Thank you to my roommate Amber for recommending this place. It's a place where there's been ceremony before. So, it's tried and tested. I went to visit it with my friend Cashel the other day. It is amazing. It's this beautiful outdoor center. There are cabins with bunk beds, which is totally what I've been envisioning. It's super cute. There's showers. So you have indoor spaces where you can shower, everything like that. Okay. And it's not group showers. It's not like gym class all the way, right? And then there's hiking trails. There's a huge indoor pavilion where all of the meals will be prepared because that was a lot of stress during the last summer camp. Poor Tabby. Everybody send a little high five to Tabby for preparing all of the meals 2 years ago. That was a lot. So we are going to do it a little bit differently. It is a very large center. I am planning on around 20 people attending. Pre-registration is available right now. Again, I'm going to go into this whole thing about how you can assist me in planning this event. If you want to come to summer camp, if you could pre-register, that would be massively helpful for me as well as you. Okay, because there's a bit of a cost for this event center. All right. And so, in order for me to really get it going, you pre registering helps me so much. So, the pre registration, if you do it before February 15th, I actually have early registration. What that means is it's just $100 to reserve your spot, and then we can create a payment plan for you. And that 100 actually is, yeah, it secures your payment plan in the early, which is $200 off of registration. Okay. All of the links are in the description box. I know I'm talking a lot of a lot right now. I'm like, get into the channeling. There's a lot of announcements, okay? And summer camp 2 years ago, it was so much fun. It was so much fun, and then I just didn't have the bandwidth to do it last year. Um, and it's going to be an annual event. So come and join live. We did live stream it last year. I will consider doing it again this year for those of you who can't come to the location. Oh, it's here in Arkansas. And it will be August 1st through 4th. Okay. So go sign up. It all you need to do is your deposit and you are signed up. Okay. I'm tired of announcements. I've got one more announcement, and then we will go into the channeling. And I am only seeing one question, so if you have a question, type it in. All right. This week in the True Creator community is my monthly channeling. And the topic, of course, because it is February and it is the month of love, according to all of our calendars and marketing. So it is going to be the topic is on love and relationships. And oh, okay, thank you, Kennedy. You're so helpful. I love you guys. So this month in the True Creator community, the topic is going to be love and relationships. We are entering a very new realm of relationships. I have been experiencing it in my own life. That's why I went through such a clearinghouse last year. It was pretty painful. And it's 1222, 222 tends to represent relationships for me. So um, there's a lot to dive into. There's a lot around sovereignty, the way that we connect with each other, with in our romantic relationships, in our friendship relationships, in our the ways that we connect globally. It's all shifting. We are coming into a very new way of connecting because we're coming into harmony and um, sovereignty is required for harmonization. So there's just a lot shifting. I'm really excited. And so I would love for you all to join me there. All right. So that's February 8th. Membership in the community. Like I said, it's 22 per month. You can join and cancel, join and cancel. There's no contract. All right. Heart motifs. I'm gearing up for Valentine's Day. Yes. I I love romance. I love love. I seem to always be single for Valentine's Day, but that doesn't stop me from being like a freaking Cupid on all of this stuff. I love it, love it. So yes, maybe. Also, I could wear pink and hearts for every day of the year. That's just how I operate. Okay, so do we have any questions? Let me go in here and look. We've got one, two, two questions. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad that you loved the January one. That what is channeling through me lately has been so powerful. Yesterday, and I'm telling you all this for your benefit. It's also exciting for me. But yesterday, when I was doing the live channeling circle, three people afterwards reported that they experienced their body getting hot when I was channeling for them. So there is a lot of activation with these channelings. Um, it's just been really powerful even for me. So, yes. All right. Okay, 2 questions. I'm going to choose. How do I do things? All right. Random number generator. Between 1 and 2. I think that's the smallest number that we've had. It's question number 2. Let's see. Oh, floor. Okay, you know what? I briefly scanned this one, and I feel like this is going to, apply to a lot of people. I almost feel that everything is crumbling rather than coming together. Oh, my love, I understand. How do I navigate this? Feeling very unsettled at the moment. Okay, beautiful. Thank you for asking that. That question is going to serve a lot of people. So here's how it works. I fidget a lot as I get set up. I am going to have my eyes closed. You are welcome to continue typing in the chat. I love seeing your comments afterwards. And I am going to, as I said, have my eyes closed. I'm already tuning in because I'm getting very nonlinear. So when I open my eyes, I will read the comments. I also channel for the individual and then the collective. So stay to the end. I'm also going to be doing a book giveaway at the end of this channeling session. So stay till the end of that. Okay. Oh, my love, I could cry. I had a big heart opening yesterday. Why my eyes keep being puffy. Hmm. So, in regards to that question, why does it feel like everything is falling apart and crumbling at the moment? We are witnessing massive amounts of change. What we don't often realize is that our mental paradigms desire consistency, even though that consistency is often built on faulty ground. We still desire consistency. And so we call in massive amounts of change and often very startling change. And we call it in from a higher level, from our soul perspective. We call it in to our physical awareness because we desire the end result of that change. And there isn't really an end result, but we desire the culmination of the breakdown occurring because there's so much built on top of who we truly are. Who we truly are is underneath all of these paradigms. Here's the story. Here's what happens. We are born into this experience, and immediately we start getting these filters. The filters come in, they come in. We start being taught paradigms that are contrary to the truth of who we are. Now, again, that word contrary, there's nothing that's actually opposed to who we are, but they are layers, these layers that are built on top of our light, our pure essence. And we're taught these things. They come in and they layer on top of us. And they're actually very different to the way that we inherently are. If we came in and we weren't taught these things, we would actually, well, it's part of the process of coming into the physical to have the density be honest. So there's not really a way, even if we aren't implicitly taught, even if we aren't directly taught these things, such as going to school and being taught to be quiet and, don't speak unless spoken to, things like that. The things that we are taught through a misunderstanding. Even if we weren't directly taught those things, the very act of being born and coming into the density that is required within the physical realms, it causes us to, we need that because part of the game that we're playing is an individual game. And so we become more and more and more dense in order to feel the separation. We feel the separation. And so there's many trainings that exist. The first one is just the act of coming into a physical body. There's so much illusion of separation in that. It's inevitable and it's part of the game and it's okay. So, what happens is we get all these layers on top, and these are paradigms, these are constructs, these are belief systems. They're all built on separation because that's the game. There's no way to comprehend being an individual unless we also believe in being separate from God, from our God nature, from our God selves. This realm is only possible based on the energetic illusion of separation. So it's part and parcel. It's what happens when we come into our sense of humanness. It's what happens when we embody or uh, dive into this bodily experience. And so, as we start to awaken, and this happens in increments, and it also happens in large blasts, all of those paradigms, they start to crumble. And they're unexpected. We don't think, oh, I'm calling out for divine healing of my body. And then this over here happens, right? This catches on fire or this breaks down. It's non-linear because our version of linear isn't true either. There isn't really the way that we see things as logical or linear. Even that construct starts to break down. It's not true. It's part of the illusion. We create these lines that say A equals B and B equals C. And we do that ourselves to make this make sense. It has to be built on false teachings because it is false that we are separate. It is false that we are not God. So everything that's built on that, which is really the landscape of our entire lives, crumbles as we awaken. And it is not linear. We don't expect that when we call in this over here needs to break down. We don't see the connection because we haven't in our human paradigms, and I say plural paradigms because it's just this series of a house of cards that just we start blowing them down, right? They crumble when we call in our higher consciousness. And it can't be linear because we have built this over here. It's as if when we call in perfect health, we think that body changes are going to happen. When we call in a perfect, like our divine relationship, we think that we're going to date people and meet a series of people that are going to lead us to our divine counterpart. But that's not what happens. What happens is we call in our divine partner and our health all of the sudden goes into a spiral, or we call in perfect health and all of our relationships crumble because what causes a misalignment in this area is over here, and it's all interconnected. So that's why it doesn't make sense. Why did I call in this and this started to break down? That's why it doesn't make sense, because we can't see it, but it is interconnected. It's inherently interwoven. This is us stepping into the realms of oneness consciousness. Oneness consciousness is not that we recognize that we're not separate from each other. It's that we recognize that we're not separate from anything, that we're part of it all, and that we're God. And as God, it's everything. And we're learning. We're not going all the way to source consciousness. We would cease to exist. But we are learning to be physical and in this layer of density. And we're also learning to hold the consciousness that is much closer to knowing that we're God. And yes, some people are going to rocket to really intense levels of consciousness. And there's no hierarchy because what we're learning is how to be multidimensional. How can I operate in the physical realm and know that I'm God? And not everybody's meant to hold that breadth of consciousness in this human experience. Some are meant to only know beyond the layer of linear time. Some are meant to know the interconnectedness with all of our intergalactic star family and be a human. We still filter things through our human consciousness. And so it's going to be each of us are going to come into the wisdom and understanding of our multidimensional landscape that is perfect for this human embodiment at this time and what you're here to do and how you're here to serve. So here's how we know what we're going to open to. What do we call out for? What desire do you have that you're calling out for? And again, it's going to be nonlinear. For some of you, you're calling out for perfect health. Again, everything's going to break down that's blocking that pure presence of divine health from shining through you. And some of you are going to call out to know who you are as a star frequency, as a multidimensional frequency in the cosmos. Where did you come from? Some of you, that's the deepest desire of your heart. And if that's what you're calling out for, then watch what starts to break down and witness it, knowing that what you called in is causing that breakdown because it's a false paradigm that cannot coexist with the knowledge of your light in this ascended version of you. Let me put that another way. When you call out for something, it is a desire that's built within you that is perfectly aligned with how you are meant to unfold as a human. Your desires are your template. Your desires are your template. It is your template awakening and unfolding in this frequency realm. So when you call out, when you have a desire, it is divine design showing up in your existence. And you call out for that desire, and instantly, we don't even have a word for how instant it is. It happens before the desire is called out. It's just instantly things start to break down. And the things that are breaking down are the very things that, one, cannot exist with this new level of light that's coming in. And two, the things that are breaking down, it creates the soil that grows this new version of you. Think about this. The things that are breaking down in your world are the very things that are the soil. It creates the soil for the new growth. It is the fertilizer. It is such a perfect design. It is such a perfect design. The things that break down cause the chain reaction within your template that birth this new level of light. It is divine design. There is no accident. It's when we expand our consciousness, it is unfathomable at how perfect all of this is. It is so divinely designed. But again, it's beyond the linear constructs that our mind has created to help us believe in separation. It's so far beyond that. And so our mind is going to grapple with what's breaking down, and it's going to say, this doesn't make any sense. And why is so much breaking down? Because you called in the fullness of who you are. And that's a big calling in. And that means a lot of paradigms that we might be very attached to are going to be breaking down. And it's perfect. It's divine. Witness, not necessarily the breaking down, but witness the transformation that is occurring within you, the grief that arises, the frustration that arises at things. Watch and witness the inner transformation that is occurring through these attachments dissolving. Witness those things, and you will find the medicine. You will find the exact formula for what is being created, because it literally creates the soil for the new plant that is being birthed through you. The light that is being birthed through you is created and is fed through the breakdown. It's just like the earth. It's just like the earth. And oftentimes on the planet, fire comes through and it fertilizes the soil. It creates new life. If we looked at fire as bad, if we tried to control, which many people do, try and control all sorts of elements of this planet. And if we try and control the fire, imagine what we would miss out on. Now, that being said, this is going into the collective channeling, and it's already been. We're talking about these earth changes. We view them as destruction. We are very attuned to keeping ourselves safe. It's a part of the game. And thus, we are very attuned to any change as feeling destructive. Now, look at that paradigm. Every change feels threatening and destructive and uncomfortable. Well, we're in for a treat because we are going into massive amounts of change. And time is compressing. Time is compressing because we are raising our vibration. And in the higher vibratory realms, time exists very differently. So we won't go too deep into that right now, but what we're seeing is earth changes. What was just brought through about individual changes, that's what's happening with the earth, right? And it's actually happening. This is what I'm hearing. It's happening because Earth's inhabitants, us, because we are massively shifting. We're accepting the changes. We're accepting the changes, and then the earth goes, she shivers. There are so many changes that are going to occur. If we have the lens of self-protection, we will be threatened by these changes. But they're not wrong. There's nothing wrong with them. In fact, even I'm hearing fracking. Let me look and see what's. Any of you who have been to the ocean, you understand the absolute majesty of Mama Gaia. You understand the absolute majesty. We can't tame the ocean. And if you've ever viscerally experienced this by standing in the waves, you understand that even with some of the harmful practices that we have on the planet, one, yes, they are causing effects, but two, there is nothing that the earth cannot overcome or correct. This is a process that was planned at the beginning of time. And that phrase, at the beginning of time, is very accurate because it's at the beginning of diving into these density realms where time in the linear fashion is what we're playing with. So none of these processes are, it's a co-creation. Now, that being said, we are learning through the act of coming into oneness that we're not separate from the earth, and that anything that we do to the earth is actually it's emblematic of our own self-harm and our own inability to care for ourselves and each other. That being said, many of these earth changes are occurring because it's time. It's built into the system. It's the earth coming into her new divine template. It's time. I keep seeing new mountains being formed. There are mm, within the layer, within the top layers of the earth, and it's shivering outwards. There's just a huge amount of change. There's an entirely new topography that we're coming into. And so often we think, oh, we're damaging the earth. Yes, and this is all inevitable. When we start to learn about how things unfold within this physical realm, we see that, yes, it could have gone this way and it could have gone this way. But essentially, the same things are occurring. From an energetic perspective, we can't go wrong. The inevitable is the inevitable because it's just how we planned it all. We get to decide how easy it is, and we get to decide in some ways, we get to decide how quick it is. This could go really in depth, but that was coming through, so I'm I don't wanna do a cliffhanger, but I am gonna leave it there. What else for the collective? A lot of love, of course. Of course, so much love, and it's kinda like there's so many different types of love, but this week it's sort of this, like, sensual, sexy, um, it's pure, uh, and it is sort of more in that flirtatious, joyful way. Right? There's universal love, which sometimes it can be activated through this feeling of sensual romantic love because of the way that humans operate. So there's this real, like, um, sort of, I love this energy. I'm like, it's like this sweet little, and it's not little, it's very, I'm losing words because this is one of my favorite energies to experience as a human. It's yummy. It's, sensual, it's flirtatious. So a lot of that's coming through. Flirtation is a way that we play with life, and sometimes it comes out in a way that, um, isn't fully in alignment with who we are because we're all kinda awkward, we're all a little bit awkward only because we're separate from our, or not separate, we're under the illusion of separation from the fullness of who we are. And so, yes, sometimes we do things and it just, like, bumps up against each other and it's very awkward. That's okay. That's actually okay. There's this big permission slip, like, play with life, play with life. Humanity, we're learning how to be with each other in a new way. We're learning. We're all little kids. We're all on this big playground, and sometimes you're like, "Yay, I'm gonna have fun and throw this sand," and then somebody over here starts crying, "You got sand in my eye," and you're like, "But I didn't mean to, I was playing." It's okay. It's okay. Play with life. Be awkward. Awkwardness is great. It's sort of this frequency of, um, innocence and doing something new. We tend to avoid awkwardness by trying to be perfect, and what that really means is repeating what we already know so that we never have to experience new frequencies. So, let yourselves be awkward because that's part of the play. That's part of the play. What else do I see for the collective? Ooh, really high frequencies up here in, these higher, um, chakras, our higher frequency energy centers. There's a lot of buzz up here. Um, Bee consciousness. How interesting. Bee consciousness, like honeybees. I'm really getting anything that flies, but honeys have such a golden, powerful frequency, but so do many oth even wasps. That's such a funny word to say, wasps. Um, these the buzz, um, tuning, tuning, okay? If you can hum high frequencies, if you can, listen to singing bowls, another thing that I'm seeing that activates these higher chakras is, um, listening to the sounds of water, of a river or a stream. So if you can find water trickling, that actually activates the higher chakras. That's a really beautiful thing to see. Okay, I feel that this channeling has been quite long. Let me see if anything else is coming through for the collective. Yeah, play, play. Get your feet on the ground. Get your feet on the ground, your bare feet. Play in the soil. Find a patch of grass, even if you're in a city. Mama is singing to you. And the bees, the frequency of the bees is really coming through right now. It's a very activating frequency. It really is very attuning. Beautiful. Okay, thank you so, so much. I'll go ahead and come out. Oh, perfect timing. My laptop needs to be plugged in. Go play in the creek. All right, my loves. The blue bee species. Can you share that in the group? Will you share a picture in the community? Bees. Yeah, all right. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. And I will see you either in the community later on this week or next week. Take the quiz, find out what kind of channel you are. Oh, I was going to do a book giveaway. You can choose which book, and I will mail you a copy. You can either choose Ecstatic Playground or The Era of the True Creator. Type your favorite emoji in the chat. And let's do it quickly because my laptop is dying. Oh, hi, beautiful. I think that's Elizabeth. Hi. I recognize your name. All right, type an emoji in the chat. If I don't see one, I'm going to have to just end the live stream because my laptop is dying and I need to plug it in. Hmm, beautiful. Oh, I love it. Oh, you guys are so cute. Okay, I say 3. Hi, Jagu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, but it is good to see you. Okay, I've got 4. Tatum! Long time no see. There's so many, like, reunions here today. I'm so happy to see all of you. Okay, that's 5. I see 5 emojis. I didn't see the little trophy. Bye, Stacy. 6. Okay, I'm gonna do random number generator for 6. Now, here's how this is gonna go in case my laptop dies before I finish this. I'm going to choose, and what I need you to do is if I choose you, send me an email with your mailing address, okay? So, number 1. Oh my god. Kennedy, are you kidding me? Kennedy wins everything. So, Kennedy, you are the winner. Choose which book you would like and send me an email with your address, and I will mail you a signed copy. Also, those of you who would like a copy, so funny. Kennedy, I swear. So, those of you who would like a copy, it is available on Amazon. Those of you who already have a copy, please go leave a review on Amazon. It's helping me a lot. especially with this book tour. Go leave a review on Amazon. And I so appreciate the reviews that I've just recently gotten. Really helpful. All right. I love you all. Bye.